Day, not day. It's over, bro. All right, cut the script. Week 5 of 16 and a half on my journey to getting better at Splatoon. Yeah. But for real though. Hi. Welcome back to my weekly breakdown where I just talk about my journey this week over some games I played and give y'all some of my free thinking thoughts on these past 7-ish days. Feel free to leave any questions, comments, or support, and without further ado, here we go. And of course, if you are new or just stumbled upon this video or channel, hi, my name is Aznbolt, but you can call me Bolt for short, and I am a competitive Splatoon player that just got 2600 power and tower control and is trying to push himself as far as he can with Splatoon. So yeah, that's me, and this is me documenting for the rest of the year how this journey is going to go and just what steps I'm taking to be better. So yeah, I think that's enough for who I am. Let's get into the day. So before even going into specifics about my week, I do want to say that this was probably one of the most difficult weeks I've had to deal with. Just seeing like the overall days I have to go over, there was a lot of like unsureness and this is probably the most down I've felt. So I guess moving forward, I do want to give a warning that there may be some like negative thoughts or just really like I'm gonna free think some pretty deeper thoughts I think in this video. So if like talking about mental health or like maybe just very more sadder words are a little bit more sensitive to you, I do advise to take all of this with a grain of salt, because I'm going to be going over a lot of things that I was thinking about during this week, going a little bit more in depth. So again, I know I keep this channel very lighthearted, but I do want to encompass as much of my journey as I can, and I like to talk about specifics when it comes to this. So if that is something that you're sensitive to, I suggest you please either not watch it or, again, take it with a grain of salt and just know that I may talk about some pretty deep stuff. Nothing too crazy that will violate TOS, but not TOS, but YouTube guidelines, but just a little bit less lighthearted than it usually is. A bit less perchance. But yeah, okay. With that out of the way, let's start talking about it. So we're starting with day 29 of 118, which was okay. This was really hard. It was literally the hardest start to my week I think I had, because I think I just got off of doing the last week's tourney where there was just so much bad stuff that happened. So much like I just didn't feel good about the run at all. Low key, just in general, like these last couple weeks, I just haven't been feeling really good. And maybe it's just because I've gotten to a high level of Splatoon, so there is a lot more times where I'm going to be losing and like feeling like I'm still behind. But I guess that's part of kind of playing higher level. You're going to be losing, and that's kind of how you learn. But I'm just not used to doing it so often. I feel like I've been losing a lot lately, and it's quite the transition. And it's because it's a hard transition for me right now. I was having a lot of difficult days, to say the least. I'd say that day 29 was really hard because it affected my mental health a lot. Like really, like looking back at the games, really thinking about how I just, to put it as bluntly as possible, just I didn't play well. I felt like I just held my team back, like from being better, and it really sucks. Like it really sucks to feel like you don't. Like your team could be doing so much better when you're the reason that you're losing. And I know that it's a team game. I need to remind myself that it's okay that I'm not always playing my best, because you know it's a 4v4 at the end of the day. But it's one of those things where it's also like the only thing I can do to get better is control what I do. And seeing that I just didn't play well, I'm like, dude, it's hard to not get down on myself about that. But needless to say, that was basically the mindset I had going into day 29. I felt very low that day, and like I just felt like I haven't, even with the recent, like I got better, I got 2600 last week. I was just like at such a high, to do that and go to such a low so immediately, I just felt lost for a bit. It didn't feel good at all, and I just had a really bad day. I didn't even want to get on the game. I didn't even know if I should keep doing this. It was just really hard. So, you know, it was just, it was a really hard feeling as well, and I really had to reset. But I wanted to make sure to remind anyone that watched it that even if I was feeling down, and even if you ever feel down about anything, I just wanted to remind you that things are going to get better and things are going to be okay as long as you keep fighting and keep going. There's a lot of times where I've given up on things before, and you know, I just kind of left it because I didn't think it was worth it. These are one of those things where I feel like if I leave, I feel like I'm going to be missing a big piece of me. And I don't really want to leave at this time. I really want to keep fighting. And I wanted people to know that those that continue to fight, I know will see a brighter future for themselves. Because you chose to keep going. And it's hard because like my brain is kind of like trying to fight being negative towards itself, and then also like trying to stay positive about this kind of thing and trying to like lift myself and other people up. So it was just really, it was really complicated that day. But overall, I know rationally that things are going to be okay, and then I just have to keep working. But I just wanted to talk about those feelings and because this is my journey to getting better at Splatoon, I wanted to talk about even the low parts of it, which aren't really easy for me, but I wanted to be as genuine as possible when going into this journey. So, and obviously if this makes anyone uncomfortable, please feel free to DM me on Discord or just even comment on YouTube. I'd love to hear your overall thoughts on everything, and like, you know, if you ever want to share anything, I'm more than happy to read it or listen to it. So yeah, things are gonna get better, and I think that leads into day 30. Yeah, I think the day after I had that really bad day, it was a stream day, so it was like a Saturday. So I decided to finally start Splat Zones, and I just wanted to try it out and see how I did, and I did really well. I tend to have this pattern where like I'll have a really bad day, I'll reset, and then I'll like do really good the next day. Like typically, like I feel a lot better. I felt on top of the world when it came to playing it. Now I felt really good with how I played. It was like ink blot zones and something else. It was something in zones, but there was like one game you'll see in the short that I just had a perfect game. I like was ledge peeking, I was hitting my vertical flicks, I was confident, I was schmoving around, dude. It felt so good. It felt really good playing, and I was happy about how I did, and it gave me a lot more hope that like even if I'm gonna have bad days, I know that there will be good days on the horizon. But I knew that like knowing myself that it was gonna like these good days are as fleeting as the bad days. Like I'll have another bad day soon, and I still didn't feel mentally as like okay still. I still like whenever I had a loss, I still didn't feel very good about it. So I was just kind of like, okay, I think this is where I finally was like, okay, I might need to hit the brakes a little bit more. I might need to slow down a little bit, because I feel like I'm still trying to push myself when I'm not ready to keep pushing, if that makes sense. And that led right into day 31, which was taking it easy. I did another zones thing, and I think I had a really close like 2-2 set, I'm pretty sure. And I had really good games, but again, had some pretty bad games. And the bad games really dragged me down. I'm not gonna lie. Like while the good games felt good, also train cameo, my bad if y'all can hear that. Yeah, even though the good ones were really good, when it was bad, it just weighed me down more than how the good ones that picked me up. And I think that's another thing about myself, is that I can be pretty like critical and hard on myself when it comes to like how I play, especially when I make mistakes. And that's something I kind of realized I need to work on in this journey, not even just in Splatoon, but just in general, like not being so hyper focused on all of my mistakes. So I realized that because I had this, it was a close 2-3 loss. I only lost like 15 points or whatever, but it was like in the moment, it felt like I was like, dude, like I can't believe I lost like those 3 games. I was just getting so down on myself. And I think I played some open. It was fun. I had a good time with friends. I think I started to lose a couple times when I didn't want to, and then I still didn't feel that great. And I was like, okay, I have like slight good moments, but overall it's not feeling good. And I was like, that's not good. And if I'm going to keep pushing myself and like get super down about these losses, it's not going to be very healthy for mental health. And I think this is when let me double check day 32. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's kind of what led me into day 32 and being like, okay, we've hit 1 month into grinding this entire grinding, like, you know, getting better Splatoon. Or I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure, barring maybe like 1 or 2 day breaks, I think for these past like 31 days, I was literally just like grinding, practicing, going on my spreadsheet, literally just like I always practiced with a purpose, like, and then I always like would really be locked in when it came to like learning new things. Very few and far between where I just kind of play casually and like not really care too much about the game. I care very much about it, and I think that while it's good to care about it, I think it's also important to still keep a balance of like when it's okay to just kind of let your brain shut off for like when playing the game. And now that I was in a month, and I thought it was a good of benchmark as any to be like, let's take a break. Let's take a week break. Take the next 7 days. Like, unless you're playing with your team, or a friend asks you to play, or like you just want to hop on the game just to turn your brain off, let's not play. let's see what a break. And honestly, like, my mentality on breaks, I don't have too much experience with taking like purposeful breaks. I would take breaks because I would just like would need to do other things in my life, and I would just kind of take breaks because I forced myself to. But I've never like really just taken a break with being like, okay, I'm taking a break because I'm like not getting on the game and playing competitively because I want to mentally reset, like, for a long week. So this was very new to me. I've never really done this before, and I was like, I don't really know what exactly is gonna happen, but I've seen other people take breaks and it's helped them, so I'm like, let's see how it goes for me. So this was the start of the 7-day break. So from day 32 to, if I can do math correctly, to day 39. Just casual break. Not going to be playing X rank. Only going to be playing only going to be like doing VC stuff if it's with friends or with my team. Like, responsibilities are so important when it comes to Splatoon, so doing that. And then besides that, yeah, no grinding. You're not allowed to think about like super hard about, oh, what could I have done better? Oh, what can I do to improve? Like, let's just play the funny Squid Game. And yeah, that was the start of that. Day 1 break, day 33. I played Turf War the other night with, I think it was the night before, with some of my friends, like that, you know, play more casually in Splatoon. I think I talked about it a little bit in the short, but I remember I was just like I was going into the game playing like Splat Roll or opening Gambit because I was kind of just like, I really wanted to win, and I realized it was like, I felt like, what is it? I feel like when like there was like a costume party, but you didn't know what the dress coding was, or like what's the word, not the dilemma, what the oh no, this isn't the right time to miss words. What is it called? You didn't know what the criteria, like what the okay, someone in the comments can tell me what the word is, because I'm gonna stop thinking about it before I waste too much time. But it's like it's the word that describes like what you're supposed to be wearing to like the party and stuff like that. I felt like I was wearing a completely different costume. I was trying to go for kills. I was trying to be optimal. I was trying to do all this. It was Turf War. I was so locked in without even realizing I was. And I was just like, whoa, these are my casual friends. We're just trying to have a good time. Why am I so locked in right now? And I guess that's like, I guess it goes to show that like, it's not always just easy. Just snap of the fingers, take a break. Like, I had to really just reset my brain, and I didn't do that properly, and it showed in that Turf War. And it was a little bit frustrating, you know, obviously, because it was just Turf War. So like there would be times where like there were like really good people on the other team, and then, you know, because I was with my friends casually, I felt like I had to take a lot of the onus to like do a lot of things, like get a lot of splats, or like, you know, like keep the team together. And I was like, for completely forgetting we're just having fun. And that's on me. Like, I just, my mentality with the game sometimes is I put a lot of pressure on myself to do good for like my friends. So that was just something that I realized. I was like, okay, well, let's remember, like, we're taking a break. We're not supposed to like be taking this game too seriously. It's like, hey, I'm telling my brain, hey, we gotta calm down there, buddy. Type beat. But yeah, that was that day. So I think I hopefully do better like later, like as the days go by. But like I had to realize that was a big thing that was happening with me. The first day into the break, I was still trying to adjust my brain from going from competitive optimization to just turn the brain off. Let's have fun with the game. I think later in the week it gets better, but for now that was just a really hard transition. And yeah, that leads me into day 34. But before I do, I want to remind you that you are an amazing human being. You have so much potential to do things, and to remind you that while you are going to be doing great things, make sure you take it one day at a time and know that it's a marathon, not a race. And do what you need to do to make sure that you're doing okay. Before anything else, just make sure you are okay. And stay hydrated, check your posture, take a breather, maybe walk around your room a little bit if you can. I'm going to be taking a really quick swig of my energy drink and water so that I stay hydrated, and I advise you to do the same. Cheers. That's the energy drink, and then this is the water. Sweet. Let's keep going. Excuse me. All right, the day 2 break. I'm trying to remember exactly what I did to. I think this is when I kind of realized I was like, alrighty, maybe I need to slow down on what's going on. I do remember that I had a lot of IRL stuff going on that day, so I think I only had time to like hop on just to play like a game to record for the day, and that was it. But I remember I had some stuff going on IRL, and I just didn't have a good time doing it. It was something else in an aspect of my life where I wanted to get better at it, and it just felt like it was a bad day. So that, coupled with, you know, yesterday's turf war being bad, I again was at a very lower point in my journey. I did not feel very good. And then I started doing the very evil thing. I say evil, but it's more of just like a not a good habit of doing, where I started comparing myself to top level players or players that I really looked up to. I'd compare myself to them, people that have like spent probably very much longer of journeys in time getting better than I have. And I was like, man, if I was just like them, then I wouldn't be feeling so bad and stuff like that. And it was just so much constant comparison and talking myself down and telling myself how, like, you know, the whole gist of like just not like feeling good about myself. And it took a lot. It got pretty dark for a second to not go too deep into it. It got pretty tough. And I was very, very lucky and very grateful that I had a talk with a very special someone about my mentality on it, and I had to be pointed out that I was comparing myself to other people, and it's not fair to compare myself to other people because I'm not like other people. This is my journey, and being the best at the game is a very, not only like blanket statement, but it's also a very like dangerous goal to have, because it's hard to not only is it hard to measure it, but it's also like that's a lot of pressure to put on myself to try and get better when I'm just starting my journey. It's only been like it's been basically almost a month at that point. So to like try to be up there with the people I look up to is very unrealistic and very scary. And I had to get reminded of why I started this journey, and I had to really think about it for a second, because I kind of did lose sight of why I started this journey. I definitely was just kind of like so focused on being like, I need to be better, I need to be better, I need to be better. But like I didn't realize like the core of why I started this journey. Why did I why did I like do this in the first place? And as the title says, it's to get better at Splatoon. It's not to be the best at Splatoon. It's not to be like the top levels, like be better than everyone else at Splatoon. It's me wanting to get better at Splatoon. It's the most simplest fact. And I've been doing that so far. I have been getting better than I was before, and when I compare myself to other people, it doesn't feel like it, but when I compare myself to how I was in the past, I definitely have gotten better. And I really had to remind myself that, because, you know, one day isn't gonna, like, you know, what is it? I lost track of my thoughts for a little bit. It's not gonna happen in one day, 1 week, you know, not even 1 month. I'm not gonna get, like, exactly where I want to be, but I will get better with time and with, like, healthy practice. And yeah, again, I am very grateful. Not gonna name who it is, but you know who you are. Thank you so much for helping me remind myself of who I am and why I'm doing this. And yeah, that's day 2. Day 3, this was, what is it? Oh, okay. So this is day 3 where I ended up, oh yeah, is this the final day already? No way. Oh my gosh, it really is the final day. Oh my gosh, we're making good time right now. Kind of. But I kind of rambled. But oh, excuse me. Let's finish strong. Day 35 was the day 3 break. So I had to do SOS. I say have to, but I didn't have to. But I wanted to do SOS with my team because I like to play with them, and I feel like I hold the responsibility of like wanting to play with them. So I played with them this week, and I didn't do well. I said it in the short. I was just like, I felt very guilty about it because I was taking a break, and I kept telling myself the day before, I was like, okay, I need to remember, I'm not going to be playing as well. I'm not going to be playing as well as I usually do because I have not been practicing like I usually do. So it's like, I'm not going to be playing well, and that's okay. I have to keep I'm talking so fast right now because I have so many thoughts, but it's okay to not perform as well. I had to keep reminding myself that because that was something I kept being on my mind. I'm like, I'm not gonna be playing as well. I'm so scared that this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen. Like, I don't want to like look bad in front of my team, but it was just like, okay, just keep going with the expectation. Just be as honest as you can, and it's gonna be okay. And I had some pretty good games. Like, my opening Gambit roller was working really well, especially having Cooler on my team and having really good teammates with me. I appreciate them for still letting me play and being so like supportive of my journey so far. Shoutouts to Origin Pulse. Name subject to change. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Y'all are actually my biggest competitive supporters right now, and I really appreciate y'all. Yeah. So I didn't play well, and it was okay. We didn't place very well, and I definitely made a lot of fumbles. But that's part of the break. I'm not taking it as seriously. I'm going to keep moving forward. We're halfway through the break, and I feel like I'm starting to already see a breakthrough in my day break, but I'll be talking about that more next week because this is the end of the week here. But overall, like I said, this was a pretty rough week, and again, I apologize to anyone that feels uncomfortable with me talking about this, and please let me know if you are. I genuinely don't want people to feel uncomfortable on this channel, and I will stop like talking. I will try to, you know, help where I can when it comes to talking about these kinds of things that make people uncomfortable. I will be like, I just want to be better about that and make sure that no one is uncomfortable with this, and if it is, I want to fix it. But yeah, I choose to talk about it just because it's part of my journey, and I feel like I'd be doing not only myself, but, you know, the people that are watching this, like, injustice by not really talking about my low parts. Because because I think part of every journey there is going to be low parts and like stuff that will really get to you. But I feel like if you don't have those, it's not really a journey, in my opinion. I feel like you have to have some pretty bad moments, some pretty low moments to realize what the high moments are and what the good moments are. So that's what this was. It's me talking about some pretty low points, lowest point, if I may conclude. so far of my journey, this definitely has been, I've never felt, not never felt, but this was the lowest I probably felt as a player with my skill level, and it just really stunk to say in so little words. And I have to keep reminding myself, and I want to remind you, if you ever feel like you're not good at the game, or feel like that you're not doing as good as like you want to, that it's okay. This is to not discredit like your skill and like your journey. This is still a video game at the end of the day, and while it's important, it's an important video game, at least to me, and then whatever is important to you, if it doesn't feel important to other people, it's important to you. And part of that journey is like reminding yourself that it's okay to step back for a little bit. If you step back for a little bit, you won't explode, the world won't end if you stop. You're gonna be okay. I want you that's watching right now, whoever is watching this, to please remember, you come first. You always will come first. You are the only person that will always be there for you. So please take care of yourself. If you're not feeling good about it, about what you're doing, take a step back at the very least, and just, you know, just enjoy your life for a little bit. Like, enjoy other aspects of your life. Do things that make you happy. And if what you're currently grinding for isn't making you happy, then taking a week, a day, even a month, 2 weeks, however long it may take you, taking that break won't like, you won't lose your entire progress. You'll keep getting better. This is just to help yourself, you know. It's like taking yourself out of your own shoes to, like, taking yourself out of your own body to, like, take care of yourself. Because, like, at the end of the day, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're the only one that sees it. No one else will see what you see in the mirror. And you want to be proud of what you see. So, take care of yourself. I believe in you. You're going to do great things, but it's all about the journey. It's all about the process, not the results. That's what I learned about this week. And I hope that I hope that helped by talking about that, and hope that the rest of the journey, you know, takes me far, because I'm taking this break and having these low points. I'm trusting the process. to put it in so little words. Yeah, I think that's it. So surprisingly, I didn't have any comments this week. I didn't have any screenshots that I recorded and kept. And if I did miss yours this week, please keep commenting. Please keep telling me that I missed your comment, or I want to make sure I get to everyone's as much as I can. But as far as I'm aware of, I don't think I had any. So we can skip that and just go right to the end. And I really appreciate everyone that has watched up to this point. Again, I apologize if it got uncomfortable at all for anyone, and I really hope that I can just keep getting better. Overall, I think that if you could take away anything from this video, is that it's okay that you're gonna have bad days, and even when you think that you're not good at what you do, it's gonna get better. I genuinely promise you, as long as you remember two things. As long as you remember that you are more than enough, and that you need to take care of yourself. If you can just keep those two things in check, I know things will get better. At the end of the day, the only person that can, I don't know if I already talked about this. I'm sorry if I'm like literally repeating the same thing, but the only person that is going to be looking in the mirror at the end of the day at you is yourself. So please take care of yourself, and you know, do what you gotta do, and everything else will fall into place. I can promise you that. And that's my tidbit of the week. And I'm hoping that this week will get better, or the next few weeks will get better. I know that it will get better, taking these steps, taking this break, and I just have to keep trusting the process. Trust the process, baby. That's really what it comes down to. So, yeah. Thank y'all so much again for the support and for watching. And if you're interested in seeing the rest of my journey, feel free to drop a follow and or subscribe. And wish me luck on this journey. See ya.